For updates on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akrijola joins us. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Doctor. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And good morning to you, Rufai.
Morning, Aaron.
Yes, okay, let's get it started with the London Derby yesterday. Your team, Chelsea, were unsung. And they scored 4 goals on the day. It was a game filled with intrigue. As a matter of fact, as it stands right now, all teams have actually tasted defeat this season. Tottenham were the last team to actually do that yesterday. And they fell to the hands of Jackson on the day. Romero got sent off for indiscretion. Udogie also got sent off on the day. And a lot of people questioned Postecoglou after this man, Kulusevski, had actually opened the scoring with just 6 minutes on the clock. And they asked the question, why keep a high line when you know you are 2-man short on the pitch of play? And Chelsea just said thank you, and they kept on pouring the goals. They should have scored more. Jackson actually missed massive sitters after he actually even bagged the hat-trick. And that's how Chelsea were comfortable on the day. And they can actually claim that the doom and gloom that was prophesied or probably predicted when the fixtures were actually done came to nothing, because it's looked at the fixture lineup and said Arsenal will certainly decimate Chelsea, Tottenham will decimate Chelsea, and Chelsea has been able to survive 2 London clubs at the moment. And at the moment, they've been able to rise to 10th on the table, which is some sort of progression. Spurs are still pegged in 2nd, and they will have a lot of retrospect to actually do if they are to get ahead of themselves, because as it stands right now, key players actually out injured, understanding that 5 goals were scored on the day. As a matter of fact, 5 goals were disallowed and 9 major incidences happened on the day. Away from that, later on tonight, the UEFA Champions League is back, and we will be playing some tantalizing matches today. A lot is expected. Of course, Manchester City will be in action, and several other big teams will be in action. But the game everyone is looking forward to has to be that AC Milan Paris Saint-Germain game at the San Siro. As a matter of fact, news actually filtering in is this was early hours of this morning, whereby Milan fans threw smoke bombs and flare bombs at PSG fans. We hear that a PSG fan is actually in critical condition as he was stabbed. There's been a massive face-off. You can see some of the fans running there. The game is actually happening at the San Siro tonight. AC Milan against Paris Saint-Germain. Both ultras going against each other. And this is the dark side of football no one wants to see, but it's actually a reality. And it actually raises its ugly head when you have fans travel from one particular country to another and trying to exert dominance, or probably trying to stoke the fire. This is what actually becomes of it. Now, away from that, it is award season, and we know this. And right now, stakeholders are calling CAF out on this, because as it stands, Marrakesh will be the venue for the CAF Awards 2023. And at the moment, we know that Victor Osimhen should be a front runner. But the fact that they're taking it to Marrakesh means that maybe they are talking about the fact that Achraf Hakimi, who had a very stellar World Cup with the Atlas Lions of Morocco, and he's been doing well for Paris Saint-Germain, might just nick this one. And they're asking why take it to Morocco. We know the influence Morocco has in CAF and in decisions that are being made in CAF. And they're saying, we do not want to hear stories. This is almost like a slam dunk for Victor Osimhen, and just taking it to Marrakesh should not mean that the homeboy talking about Achraf Hakimi should actually win this. And also, preparations are actually on the way. Next week, we're going to be having the Pitch Award Go That Nigerian Zone, where we'll be celebrating Nigerian players, journalists, and the likes, and a lot is expected. Several players will be in town for a qualifier next week, and they will use the opportunity to organize this particular award, and let's see how it actually goes. Now over to you.
All right. So, as a Nigerian, solidarity first, if we're just to extrapolate the names from the Ballon d'Or and sweep who is going to be the best of the best in the CAF Award, who is the only African or Nigerian that is prominent there?
In the top 10.
In the top 10, Osimhen.
So
it should be African Footballer of the Year. That's just me, for me.
But this. Awards are more or less a popularity contest.
I know.
As against a meritorious contest.
I know. So tell me.
In football.
Tell me.
In football, most of the time.
the African on the African continent that play Rich Osimhen this year? Tell me, they're not there. For me, my African football.
We've seen people. For example, we've seen people win it because the man that was supposed to win it wasn't going to show up for the awards, and CAF has decided that this man was going to come for the awards and let's give it to him.
When they are ready to give him, they should tell him he'll fly down.
Okay, yesterday, the North London derby,
yes,
you referred to 5 goals, 5 other goals.
The London derby, because Chelsea is from the West.
Okay, well, but the match was in North London.
Yes, actually.
Right. Okay, and then VAR, they checked the VAR 9 times. Tottenham Sports was down to 9 players.
Yeah, 9 players on the day.
The goalkeeper had to be running up and down to go and do emergency ball clearing in front.
Yeah.
Eventually, it was overwhelmed. So Chelsea may have won 4-1, but that would seem to be one of the most mind-boggling Premier League matches that we have had this season.
No, but Pochettino has been lucky, if you'd ask me.
Pochettino may say he's lucky. Is he going to use this to help Chelsea? Is this a turnaround for Chelsea that has not been doing well so far in the
I think so. I think so.
Well, how will it be a turnaround? Because this was a most unusual match
that
we had yesterday. But 4-1, yes.
Because if you count the number of disallowed goals, even before calamity struck Tottenham Hotspur, 5.
Okay,
there is
now in the WTA finals, Iga Swiatek won, and now she's returned to number 1.
Yes,
overtaking again Arina Sabalenka. So congratulations to her, proving that she's truly the stuff of champions. Luis Diaz, the Liverpool player, the kidnappers, the ELN, the National Liberation Front, they are now saying they must be given security guarantees before they can release his father. So it's good news to hear that his father is alive and that there is the possibility of release. I hope that the authorities in Mexico, would grant, in Colombia rather, would grant those guarantees. What we just want is for his father.
Doctor, the sad thing is, Diaz's father is caught in the mix because looking at it closely, the talk is that there's been a breakdown of talks between the guerrilla movement and the Colombia government. And it's unfortunate that it's happening at a time whereby they actually have someone that is very prominent in their custody. It's unfortunate this is happening. We are hoping that the breakdown of talks between both parties will not affect Luis Diaz's father. It's unfortunate this has already happened.
Very sad.